Well, this is Chris. I'm Chris. Of course I am. This is Reptiles and Oddities. And boy, and girls, do I have something for y'all. Well, I do need to trim up my beard. Getting a little scruffy. I'll shave here, what's today, Wednesday? I'll shave Friday night so I look good for the weekend. You know, I got that sensitive skin and all that. If I shave more than once in a week, start getting all these little bumps over. It's crazy. Irritated skin. Sucks. But it's not no skin channel. Not like that. This is about reptiles. So, the camera is setting on the last 4x4x2 that I had for the room. It was going to be for a monitor, but now it's changing. Y'all will see at the end of this video of what's going in it. And all I got to say is these are going to be two extremely rare pythons from Australia. So, never thought I'd be working with these. So, kick back, go get something to drink, watch this video. If not, I'm gonna come hunt you down. Subscribe. If not, I'll come hunt you down. Yeah. Alright, let's get to work. Let me flip the camera around and show you what I'm working with. Alright, so, damn, already at 38%. These batteries aren't good on these GoPros. Alright, so here's the last 4 foot by 4 foot by 2. So we're talking 4 feet from the floor and up, 4 feet from that side to that side, but 2 feet from the front to the back, making that style. Now, if y'all remembered, I did have a light going right there. And that liquid nail, dear Lord, liquid nail is really good. But we don't come apart until that came in contact with it. That came in contact with it, boom, it came right on out. Just boom, ding, and it went everywhere. You can see the resemblance down there. Okay, so we're gonna do something different with that. Something's going different right there. I don't know. I want the heat light to the back so I can put cages on top. You know what I'm saying? So, glass is already right there. Tracks, well, the top track's in, bottom track is right there. And then we got that hole. And what that hole down there was, let me get down here. That hole that was right there. Well, that was the ports to go to the bottom cage, because this used to be part of the 2 that turned into 1 that was an 8 foot by 4 by 2. And it had a bottom level and a top level. Well, since my 2 BCI boas have passed away, I'm repurposing these enclosures. The other one is actually sitting in the reptile room with the 2 red-tailed boas, the 2 BCI boas. And yep, I already been told, you better watch out because they can be cannibalistic. Well, you know, it's extremely rare. And it's typically the female that eats the male. And the female's a lot smaller than he is. And they're not bugging each other. So, I'm going to say it's going to happen. I don't know. Will it happen? I don't know. If it does, I'll announce it. But if I should see any aggressions or any signs, I'll remove one. But we're not talking about bows right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace that out onto a piece of wood. I'm going to slide a piece of wood under it, and I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw around it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a jigsaw and cut around it, make that perfect to fit right in there. Then we're going to put some tape on the underside of it, and then we're going to pour some liquid nail in it. Okay, some Gorilla Glue, wood glue, yeah, that stuff. That's going to go in it. Let that dry for a couple days, and then it would be sealed. This stuff is really good, and I was trying to hit the hole out that I fixed in the other one, You weren't going to break that. That thing was not breaking apart. So, yeah. So we're going to fix that hole, and you're never going to see it because that's going to be the floor. Then we're going to come back up here. We're going to cut some ventilation on the side of it. Some long ventilation in here. Or maybe actually one ventilation across the back of it. And then we're going to figure out something about a spot for a heat lamp to go on too. And then we got to think about glass enclosures, which honestly, yeah, I got one glass enclosure, so if I put a heat lamp on one side of it, would be good. And then this thing is also going to get a radiant heat panel in here too. So, the damn mouse is just moving around. There we go. So we're going to do that. We're going to fix this one up. We're probably going to seal it up also. Same concept as the bottom. And actually that's cut off with a hole cutter, so I can just literally take a hole cutter same size, cut the other one out, and boom, there you go. And then just glue it in, wipe over it with some putty, sand it, paint it. You'll never see it. So, and then we're going to come back with some paint, and we're going to paint it green. Then again, I might go with a different color, because now these are all going to be different colors. I ain't going to do solid one color uniform. I'm going to go all different colors. So this might be metallic blue. It might be pink. Ooh, pink actually sounds really good. That sounds like a good idea. So it might be pink. But yeah, so let me get the wood first. Let me get the glass out, and then pull the rest of the stuff out. And then I'll go get that piece of wood that's laying right there. That's some of my donor, and it's gonna go in there to seal it up. By the way, the room is looking terrific. Got the 20-gallon rack system on this side, anchored in, everything works. Rattlesnakes are doing great. Then they're hiding somewhere. They can hide underneath the rock and the log, not real good. Rat snakes and geckos are doing good. Geckos are up for sale, guys. We got 3 leopard geckos I need sold. And I'm debating about selling my Sonoran gophrettes in here. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on that one. But I've got a ball python up for sale, and I've got 3 baby ball pythons. When this video comes out, I'm doing a Black Friday sale. Baby ball pythons. Hang on, let me show you a ball. Alright, here's one of them. I got 3 babies that are born back in August. I got one with a more wider stripe on it. And, oh, don't fall. I'm hunting with one hand. But the male is a spot-nosed desert ghost het orange dream. Pastel. Female is a pastel sugar. And something else, can't think of it. Maybe calico. But, yeah, so these things were $200. I got them marked down to $100 right now. 3 of them. That's my Black Friday sale. I got a Mojave pinstripe female, and up for adoption. She's worth I got her for $100. She's on half off for $50. So people, come buy these animals. Just beautiful looking ball python, honestly. Oh yeah, and she's pregnant again, so I'll have more too soon. Alright, well, we're in here where it's super dark. So, phone. Come on, I didn't want the pen. I just want to turn the light on. There we go. So, we got the piece of wood on the other side. This is a wood pencil right here. The only thing I'm going to do, literally just draw it out. And voila. Dang, the line just sucks in. Voila, there we go. We got our design right there. I'm gonna cut that out with a jigsaw and glue it in. Alright, so we got them cut. there's the top one, and it's been wiped in a type of glue sealer that's going to dry clear, and it's paintable, so it's going to make sure it locks in there. And those are hammered in, so it's not going to take much to actually lock them in since it's been hammered in really good. So just pushing on that's not going to make that come out. And down here, that is absolutely hammered in. That took a lot to hammer that in because that is tightly snugged in. So once that dries, we'll slap some dry lock over it, and then that locks that down. We'll dry lock that up. Well, we will dry lock that up there also. So therefore, because it's going to take pretty high humidity in here. So and then we'll focus on, I might go ahead and cut the vents out today. So yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I will cut for a vent. So put the camera right here. It's 15% on this battery. I'm gonna have to change it soon. Okay, everybody. Well, battery died and I kept working. But look at what we got here. So, let me turn the old phone light on. Man, I got so many messages on here. Alright, so I've got a lot of sawdust down here. That is basically ready to paint. That's why there's dust on it, because you can just dust that off. And then we get up here. I got a ring around the screen, and I've got a trim around that fresh air vent up there. And what that is doing is there is this glue basically right there on the other side of that wood, and it's held on with screws. So therefore what it is it's basically getting entangled in that screen right there. So when it dries, it's going to adhere to it. Look, so right now you can bend it. Once it dries, that thing is locked in there, and you're not getting that screen off that easy. It's first stapled, and then I go back with, and I use that wood and just to cover up the ends, because the ends of the screening, little tiny metal shards, and I don't want the snake or lizard or whatever that goes in here to get hurt. So, but that is designed to hold a light right there, heat light, and then that right there is fresh air going in right. So yeah, I did not use that screen lid. I used this mesh. It's what I got. I like it quite a bit. So that's in there. See right there, it's coming through the screen. That's exactly what I want. So this is going to dry clear, so you're not going to see it. And then that, like I said, will give plenty of fresh air. Now these screws are sticking out. I'll just take my grinder tomorrow and I'll just saw it down before I paint it, and then you'll never notice it. So, but see, like this, that's in there. As soon as the center and all that dries, that thing's locked down in there. That's not coming out. And then, like I said, I'll paint the whole thing, or I'll put a mat on it, and you'll never see any mistakes at all again. So I got this corner right here all nice and flush too. It was dropped down causing this to be off a little bit, so it's up there and it's adhesed back. So I got enough dry lock to go over my marks and any new pieces of wood I got in here. So we're going to get that, so we're going good. Now what I think I am going to do is I'm going to add some of these fresh air vents in here. So now the reason why I am not going just put them on right now is because they're white. So I got four right here, and my phone went off again. So GoPro literally said 44, 66, now 88%. Man, GoPro, so weird. But yeah, so being white, I just got to scuff them up, and then I can paint them whatever neon color I want. So I'll do that first, and if I go with pink, like I'm thinking about doing, then again I might go with green. I don't know. I think pink. I like to go with these neon colors. Yeah, it's going to be kind of dark looking. I guess you can say gothic, but it's going to have neon color, so under the black light they're going to just glow. So I don't know, I'll think about it. I might go all green again, because it's really scratched up a bit. Right there is a green one. So yeah, it's kind of scratched up, needs to be resprayed, but that's green, white. So you can go neon green, neon pink, neon blue, whatever color I decide. Do the trim, and then I'll do the because the way you're going to do this is I'll roll this back black again, but I'll spray it with white primer all around, and then I'll spray it with that neon paint to get it, because if you paint over dark stuff, the color is just going to come out darker. If you want it as bright as possible, have a white base to it. So that's a real good way of having bright colors. So what I'm thinking about doing is having these vents. Since I got that up there, I might go more I don't want to go up top. If I go at the bottom, that'd be covered with substrate. If I go right there, it won't interfere with the glass going in. So I guess on the side, I'll probably go in the middle with these and go that way, because there will be, these things aren't going to be butted up right against, there'll be a little bit of a gap, so air will be able to go in and out the side, so have nice good airflow. Then again, I might just go the top, might do right here too, might just go in the top like I normally doing, and just put boom, 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 and then yeah, go with that concept, because the knees won't be restricted or nothing like that, and that. So all right, give this about a day or two and come back, and then we'll start dry locking everything. Just make sure all that white is clear, telling me that's dried. Then we'll come back and then we will paint it neon color and re-row some black on it. So yeah. Okay, it's the next day and I've got a little more done to it. As you can see, the holes on the top, and I did this a certain way to put them off to an angle, because I'm doing these more like an artistic kind of vibe to them. So we got this one right here that's kind of, there's more space here, and then you got these right here. So these are actually all offset, but these are all perfectly in line with each other. They're just offset. So yeah, they're not going to be perfectly in here, and I don't know. Some of my cages are going to be perfect on where the ventilation ports are going to be, while others are not. They're just going to be that kind of it is reptiles and oddities, so how about I make some of these cages kind of odd, I guess you can say. By odd, I mean like maybe do what I'm doing, offset the ventilation ports a little bit. But actually this is the green one right here, so fits perfect there, nice and flush. Same thing, and like I said, they don't wiggle in there. So yeah, goes in there perfect. This one's only one that wiggles a little bit because the bit messed up on this one, but we're good. So what I'm going to do is the paint that I'm going to do the neon color with, and I'm really thinking about going with pink, and spraying here pink, or go white primer first and then pink, because it'll seal that wood up a lot easier, and then paint these pink, and then do that, glue them in. I did have some primer, as you can tell it stepped on me, so it's a junky old primer. So I'm gonna get some more primer. I'm gonna spray, because what it is primer actually seals up. So do a nice even coat on a car, on metal. As long as you don't sand it and break the layer on it, then you're good. Water won't get through, moisture won't get through, it won't rust the other side. So I'm doing the same principle on wood. So we'll prime the sides I can't really get a brush to, and then we'll come back over it with flat black spray paint, and then we'll come back and roll it with spray paint, or not spray paint, with an actual paint. So I do have a light in here. This is not no heat light, this is just a generic light bulb. I just wanted to see what it looks like with it in there, and it looks terrific. So now the port that I hammered in, that hole right there, that was sealed up, and then this one down here, okay, and then I've got trim holding the wires out there, so it's not just wires exposed on the ends causing the snakes to get hurt. So yeah, I got all that. So that's ventilation for the back, and this is going to be ventilation for the front. So yeah, we're good. And if you see any bare wood, that's because there's silicone there, and Drylock does not like to stick to silicone at all. Yeah, it literally just comes right off, as you can tell right there. That's silicone, all of it's right there. So I want to make sure this thing was watertight. So yeah, but yep, that's good to go. Once that dries, be good. I don't care if it looks a little bumpy, a little rough. I mean, this thing's getting substrate in it and all that. It's going to get at least 3 or 4 inches substrate. So yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to be done with this thing until Saturday. Get some, go to Walmart and get the neon paint, get matte black, get a new roller for the paint roller, and go get some glue for the vents. And then maybe casters for it. I don't know. If I have the money, I'll buy casters. Doubt that I'll have the money this time to get them, but we're just getting this thing ready for the snakes to come in. And then, ow, I just stepped on something rough. All that up there, go through this driftwood up here and see what's going to fit in there for climbing abilities. That gives the snakes to climb. So yeah, so it's looking good. Now my other cages, I did this. I would go back and put like a putty in there, just kind of make that disappear. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to hit it with 80 grit sandpaper, sand the living daylights out of it, and make it nice and smooth. Knock some imperfect anything down if there's anything there, and because it's smooth, so just hit it a little bit with there's something right there, but hit it with 80 grit and they'll bring that back down nice and smooth. These edges are all rounded out, so you can do this without getting a splinter. So do that, and I'm not going to take the putty because that's just extra measures right there. It's just a cosmetic thing, it doesn't do nothing. And on some of my cages, they're actually starting to split because these things do move. But this thing shifts just a tiny bit with that putty cracks. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to leave it where the wood's butted up to the wood. It's fine with me on that. Now I'm going to see what's on my phone. Well, good morning, everybody. Look at the beautiful mangrove pit viper right there. Hopefully she is pregnant and we have little baby vipers. Because if so, if you have your license and you live North Texas or Oklahoma and you have something that I might be interested in, which is like rattlesnakes, other vipers, another cobra, well, and of course other tropical reptiles, crocodilians, you know, stuff like that, that are equal to the same value as a mangrove pit viper, then do an even trade. So yeah. Alright, well, let's get out of here and look at this. It looks orange on camera. Honestly, it's pink, and I got the dough to prove it. See, we got the vents, we got the track, and right there it is, bright neon color pink. Yeah, that's it. So I said I was gonna do pink. I'm doing pink. And I'm having issues with it because it's wanting to crack on me, and it is 75 degrees in the shop right now. Thanks to not a very smart idea, open fire, and painting right next to open fire, but enough ventilation. I am hoping that enough wind's going through here to push it out so it don't explode on me. So yeah, and trust me, it's not staying all pink like this. It's going to change. So yes, I got to do black next. This is just gonna be the trim and most of it's gonna be gone. You wait till the final product. Bye. The bright light. You wanna see if this cage looks like done now? Well, how about I show you right now? How's that right there? Oh my god, guys. Just oh my god. This looks sick right here. And this is all done with white spray paint, which is the white primer. And then went over it with the neon bright pink. And then had a little trouble with that. Got it working. And then I went over it with the crayon black, flat black paint right here. Crayon Color Max Latex Paint, Indoor and Outdoor Flat Black. Cleans up in soap and water. Use it for metal, flooring, wood, and more. That's like $18 at Lowe's. But use it all, so trash. I need to dump my trash anyways. But yeah, dude, look at this. Now here's why y'all saw the whole front pink. This is why. Some of the imperfection in the wood that is lower than what the surface of the paint roller went left it pink. Like, the roller's not getting in here. If I sprayed it, then yes, it would. But yeah, so I mean, the whole thing's done like that. Now there is some overspray on the glass. I'm going to pull the glass out and I'm going to clean it. Also, I've got the little pieces somewhere around here, that spacer it goes into here, because this glass is actually cut too narrow, so, or not as wide, so when you push it, there's a gap here. So it's a 1 inch on either side, brings it down to 2 inch coverage, and there you go. As this time, I just got to find them and I'll put them in, and I'll glue it in there so it never comes out. I'll fix that issue right there. But oh my god, it just looks absolutely incredible. The detail in this thing, it looks toxic. And I know toxic can be thrown around saying like trouble, but when I mean toxic, I mean sick looking, just beautiful. I need to do something like this with that green. So I'm going to be going back and forth, pink and green. So therefore, when I get the zoo going, the big zoo, I'll divide it up to where all the green on one side, pink's on the other side. I might start doing blue, and I might actually start doing orange. Just do different colors like this. I mean, this just looks sick. Absolutely sick down here. So, yeah. The paint's still kind of wet. I will come back here and take the glass out. I'll clean it and all that. Get the dust and everything off it. I'm really using the glass to hold that track down, because there's glue on that track, gluing it down, and the weight of the glass is going to hold it down, make sure it doesn't move, and make sure it's secured. So and this is real glass. So yeah, that's just my creativity. I didn't know if this was going to work. It just worked. This 10 times better than yeah. And this is how I work. And Dylan from the Animals at Home podcast has a segment out talking about where people get into a rhythm. They keep buying another reptile, and then that's where they get the serotonin from. That's where they get the excitement from. And then before you know it, they got too many animals. Well, my version is doing this. Giving animals that I have the enclosure, the size, the enrichment, and making something not just an enclosure, but something, a work of art. This is just incredible. Now, castor wheels will come in tomorrow, so I'll get those in. We'll put it on. Then this thing's going to start rolling, and then I'll probably cut the video off there. If y'all want to come back and see me do the design in this thing, that'll be on the next video. But just towards the end of this, we will put the casters on. This box will be finished by tomorrow, so therefore we can start decorating the inside, and then getting the lights all hooked up, and get my hand out of the frame. I'm holding my GoPro. But yeah, getting substrate, getting the water bowl, getting the logs cut and put in here, get the light in here, get the UVB light in here. And I don't know if I want to do a rock wall in this thing. If I do, I'm using concrete. Or if I'm just going to put a background on it and just do that, then again, we'll see where I'm at financially. I might not be able to do that. We'll just have to wait and see how things go. So, but stick around just for a little bit longer. Let me showcase the casters when they come in and get this thing on, and we will get this video will be over with. Just, oh my god, this thing just looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, next morning we got the parts in right there for this thing. So overnight everything dried, so the silicone glue, yeah, good hiccups that I put in, they dried. These are not coming out that easy now. You're going to actually break the metal in here before you actually get this thing loose. So that's how good this stuff is. So those are in for good. The only other way I found out how to get these off is throw it in the fire, burn it, and then bring it back, scouring pad, clean it. All right, so those are in. Now, yes, we got caster wheels. Now, the caster wheels I've been using have been, well, let's just go in here and show you. This setup right here. I've had some good luck with these. Every now and then though, if I don't do it right, the wood would break and they'll just fall out, and then I'd be the old crap moment, almost catastrophe, until I can get a jack under it and jack it back up, and then put this back in. But I got them in where they're not going to come out, even though that is in the back of my mind. That one incident happening again, that was not a fun night. So yeah. But onto these casters, these are a little bit different. Now I am going to paint these casters, so I have not got these out to look at them. Now these are rated up to 450 pounds caster wheels, so I don't think that would be no 450 pounds. It's pretty light, so it might be 50 pounds right now. With the glass, it might go up to 60 pounds. If it's at 50 pounds, maybe even lighter than that, I don't know. I don't put these things on scales to weigh them. But, alright, let's just take one out. There we go. So yeah, how this is gonna be looking is, actually I could go on the side so you don't see it. But yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of mounting to this thing. You got a lock. You got a ball bearing in there. So these are 2-inch caster wheels. So that. Get all the screws. But yeah, they're saying this thing gets held in screws. So let's put it in. So here it is. This is a female 66% albino olive python. So olive pythons, they grow about 14 to 15 feet. They're from Australia, and from my understanding, these things are rare in the US, so that's awesome that I got one. We got it on a deal. My buddy is working and he's getting rid of a lot of his snakes, and he wanted to make sure he can get back into olive pythons in the future, so he's letting me watch this one. And I'm supposed to get another one, but it had some skin issues, so make sure it's healthy and all that, and then I'll get that one. That one's also female too. Plan is he wants to breed them, so once they get older, because he's going to get a male that's albino already. So yeah, and this battery is dropping percent already. Oh, it just went from 93 to, wow, these batteries are horrible. But yeah, so how about we go in and put the little olive python in. Now I already had this olive python in here for a while now, and it is because we had this cage down here right there, but it left me no room, so we changed some things up and I put it on top of here, so we pulled her out while I did that so we wouldn't hurt her. She does have a meal in here already, so she was climbing everywhere. I caught her up there basking. I caught her on this wood, that wood, all over the place. She was going everywhere. So basically, when I get the second one, that's what this thing's supposed to be. It's supposed to be room for both of them. And just look at her. She's so adorable. She don't get no yellow or nothing. They color them olive pythons because they're that olive color, but they're extremely smooth. They have an iridescence on them in the sunlight. So, really awesome. If I'm going to say, she's probably about 2 feet, so she's got plenty of room to move around in here. She's got a water bowl. I am going to get a hide for her. I'm going to put a sky hide in here. But at the same time, it gets pretty dark over there, so that could act like a natural hide over there. Might put some foliage over there, so therefore it'd be nice and green over there. But yeah, only thing I gotta do is that hose right there. I do gotta go get some screen and then take a rubber band or a twist tie or some tape over it, just so therefore rule any way out of her trying to go in there, which I doubt she will. You just want to double check and make sure. But for now, let's go ahead and get her shut up. So good. Now I did got to get handles for this glass. I actually have an order. I need to start paying them to get handles for all of these cages, like those. So yeah, these handles, these things are freaking awesome. So I'm gonna do snake on snake, lizard on lizard, because I'm about to build a big old lizard cage right here. So it would be bigger unless we do something with that Exoterra. So we'll just see. Oh, she just fell. She is a little one. My buddy did say they've been growing really fast, so they've been eating really good constantly, so we'll make sure. I do have a misting system in here. There's a little bit of hose hanging right there because it goes from cage to cage to cage. And then like I say, I have that humidifier going right there for the meantime to make sure the humidity stays good in here. So yeah, about the 90 degrees, 90, 95 up there at that top log right there. A temperature gradients throughout here. Of course, this will be the cooler side over here where it's dark. And then yeah, I do want to hook in a UVB light that's at least 3%, but again, a lot of this is going to come to later on. So yeah, now of course, as this python grows, then I'm going to be updating her cage definitely, because this is not going to hold a 14-foot olive python. I'll need something a lot bigger. So they are semi-arboreal. You find them on the ground, you find them in the trees. So again, she's got a large space to go to, a good sized water bowl to fully soak in. I'll get like I said, I'll get an actual hide for her to go in. So yeah, not straight up Australia, but hey, it serves her purpose, and that's what I want. I'll come back later on when I have more time and theme out her whole cage. So alright guys, until next time. This video was drawn out. I'm gonna see if I can fast forward a lot of things. Hey, make sure you support USARK. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Hit that notification bell, because I am slowly getting the animals to have a zoo. So yeah, I do have ball pythons. They're on sale right now for $100. They are, I haven't genetically tested them, but they're for pets basically. I don't know, if you want to breed them you can. If you don't want to keep as pet, it's whatever you want. So I already sold one to somebody that's their first snake, but yeah, got 2 more. The idea is I'm going to sell enough to get a green anaconda. So yep, you've heard it here first. I'm getting a female green anaconda. So until next time guys, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Man, that thing's just cool looking, seeing her climb like that. Support USARK, like I said. Love your reptiles. Give them as much enrichment as you can. Make sure they're doing healthy and living strong and thriving. Until next time, guys, if you want to see a monitor's cage built, make sure you come back, because that's coming in the next video that's on here. Alright, bye-bye.